We're joined today by actor Clarke Peters. You might remember him best as Lester from the TV show The Wire. But now we're talking about his latest film, Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin. Clarke, how are you today?
I'm all right. How are you, Dustin?
I'm doing well. It's great to be speaking with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Clarke, you've got a new film out here, Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin. Can you tell the listeners a bit about the new film?
Well, yes, the film is about a pastor. I look at it like this: a film of a pastor who is really trying to do the right thing, find the Christ within him, find that spirit inside of him. You know, I'm not too sure that it might be a little misleading that the assassin part is that, because it almost feels like he may have been groomed to be that, and maybe he was, by somebody, but that isn't really just all that film is about. That is the main instance for sure. To rid the world of this pariah. So in that instance, yes, but he was a man of the cloth. He was a man who was really trying to find how best to fit into humanity his idea of spirituality. And if it took the sacrifice that we will see him take, that's what it is. That's what it is. So if you're interested in American history, or if you're interested in history, if you're interested in the conflict of politics versus religion, or if spirituality versus religion, then do see this film. Then do see it, because I wonder what happened to the spirituality today. I wonder where we are spiritually as a race of people on the earth. Where are we? Where is our love? Where is our compassion?
Sure.
Where is our patience? Where is our truth? So all of those type of things are which one should glean from seeing Bonhoeffer, the film.
This is a historical drama, but Dietrich Bonhoeffer, he was an actual person. Did you know much about him when you read the first script?
I knew nothing about him. I took on the script because it was originally called God's Spy, and because of the character that I play, Adam Clayton Powell Sr. I was aware of the Powell family, and particularly Adam Clayton Powell Sr.'s son, who was a congressman out of Harlem, and very controversial, and also very a firebrand. That's the best way to put it. But I wasn't aware of Bonhoeffer, but pleasantly surprised of the connection between this German and the world of Harlem back in the 20s and 30s, coming into the war.
And the film coming out here to theaters right before Thanksgiving. Clarke, as a guy who's performed in a lot of different films and shows, how do you feel about the way the business has changed? Do you think it makes sense for films to be streamed in homes almost at the same time, or is it important to see a film like Bonhoeffer in the theater?
I think it's important to see something like this in the theater. I might be shooting myself in the foot here, but I think I miss going to the theater. I miss the smell of the popcorn. The conversations that a film or a story might spark when people are leaving the theater. When you're at home, of course, you can sit there and watch as many films as you want, but it's sometimes storytelling should be a communal activity, experience. It should be like a bunch of people around a fire while an old Irish folktale or Ghanaian story is being told. So that people can share that. So the business changing to us being insulated, I don't think is a very good or healthy thing for us. I think that we go off in our own worlds, and we don't really connect with each other. And people need to connect. We need to connect and not be separated and conquered. Divide and conquer.
Yeah.
And I think that somewhere along that, the industry is. I don't think it's intentional, but it's certainly something that I don't think is really healthy. I don't think it's healthy for us.
Well, Clarke, one thing I got to ask you about, talking about people connecting, I want to talk about The Wire a bit. And so many people consider that to maybe be the greatest TV series ever. And, as years go by, younger people discovering it and loving it, its legend has really grown here since you were on the set.
Yes. Yeah, and all around the world, I have to say, I live in Europe most of the time, and they're still discovering it over there and finding it very interesting. For me, I think it's Baltimore winds up being a microcosm of the Western world, and the way that David and Ed had structured the series, by taking different aspects of a city, breaking it down, and then presenting it to us, gave us a really good education into the structure of the Western world, politically and socially. And I think that people find it enlightening. It doesn't give you any answers to any of the problems that plague us, around the world, but it does allow us to. It does promote thinking. It almost demands if a bunch of people are watching something together, they can have a chance to have a debate.
Sure.
But if you were just watching The Wire with nobody around you, would it have the same impact? Yeah. And you keep in mind that when The Wire did come on out, we didn't have streaming like we have now.
Sure.
You had to sit back and wait until the next week to get the next installment. And while you're doing that, you're having a conversation with your friends about what happened. Did Putin really do that? And what's those Barksdales up to? You had a chance to have those kind of conversations.
Definitely.
And ruminate over it.
Awesome, man. It's been an honor speaking with you, Clarke, and I'm excited for Bonhoeffer and continued success for you, man. Thank you so much for your time. It's been an honor.
Thank you.
And again, that was Clarke Peters. His latest film, Bonhoeffer, Pastor, Spy, Assassin, is in theaters now.